this is kind of what I taught, how I break it down for people if, on sales calls and whatnot. So the it's a pretty short overview here. Starts with an overview of generally what I do and why, and then how we can help, and then usually go into a review of specific needs. But in this case, might end up skipping that because we don't have specifics. But so the main thrust here is local businesses, and we feel that local businesses are more important now than ever before. And depending on who you ask, local businesses, small businesses, account for around 46% of the entire American economy. So it's nothing insignificant. In a $20 trillion economy, that's a huge, huge number. As it happens, 82% of shoppers would rather support a local business. So you have that in your favor. The strongest local businesses have a comprehensive digital marketing strategy, and here's kind of what we mean by that. So they are working on raising their brand awareness. They are working on improving their searchability and creating trust. Now we're going to go into a little bit more of what we mean by each of those, but as it happens, many local businesses, if not most, fail to manage their digital marketing strategy. They're not keeping their business top of mind when people go to search for what they need online, even though more than 75% of customers prefer to buy from a brand that they know. They're not accounting for how they're appearing in local searches, even though 46% of Google searches are that blah, 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 near me search per day. And if on average, it's about 8 billion searches on Google. And so, almost half of that is for a local search, and that's not a small number. And then, of course, also, they're not paying attention to their reviews, or they're not working on getting reviews, even though 89% of consumers read reviews before buying something. And I'm guessing that, if you're a small business owner, local business, then you probably heard this before, and you've considered this. And yeah, so our idea here is that we believe in a strategy based on the whole customer journey, because that's stronger than taking any one of those channels in isolation. So what do we mean by customer journey? So it starts off in the interest or the awareness phase, where you're actually picking their interest. And then once they find out about you, they go and do their little bit of research to find out more about you. Where are you appearing online? And then, of course, what are other people saying about you? Can they trust you? That's their reputation. And then once they get to your website, are they having an easy time buying from you? And then, of course, if everything works out and they've had a great experience, then they want to tell people about it, and you want to encourage them to do that. So that's kind of like the big picture strategy. And so these are sort of like the steps on the way there, right? So in the awareness phase, or stimulus, generating that interest, we have one of the tactics that we use is digital advertising. Of course, traditional advertising also applies there, billboards, radio, and all that. Findability, you're looking at your online listings accuracy. This is your name, address, phone number, information as it appears across the internet. The more accurate that information is across the internet, the better, because obviously it lends trust. When people go to do a search and they find this information about you and it's accurate, it shows people that, yeah, you care about your image on the internet. And not only that, but they know that you're a legit company, and they know exactly where to find you, assuming that you have a physical location. And then also with that is SEO, search engine optimization. And that's important, especially for a local business. if you're trying to outcompete other local businesses in your same category. And then obviously down to reputation. People are looking for strong positive reviews. They're also looking for relevant reviews. I just recently saw a example where somebody had a Facebook page and they had a lot of recommendations on there, but it seemed like almost all of the ones that I could see on first glance were completely irrelevant. They were spam. And so, taking that into consideration, people see that, and they might feel like they've had the rug pulled out under them if they get there and thinking that you had lots of positive reviews, only to find out that there are a bunch of junk. And then also, people are looking to see, are you responding to reviews, either good or bad? Especially bad ones. And then are you present on the social channels as well? That's important for your reputation and building trust. Okay, when it comes to conversion, so online only stores, e-com stores, etc., obviously extremely important to have a mobile friendly website, make it easy to navigate and easy to buy from, but then also physical locations, in-store locations. You have to have that, plus you have to also give your customers a great in-store experience. So, it's double whammy there. Now, if we look at, the advocacy and, giving people the opportunity to talk about who they are, about their experience that they've had with you. And, that becomes extremely important, especially when we look back at reputation and trust, right? Kind of circles back. So are you giving them the opportunity to share their experience? Are you building social communities where people can, chat with each other and etc.? And then also, are you engaging with those customers when they're commenting on your social, when they're leaving reviews, etc., etc.? So it's important to remember that each of these stages contributes to another customer's journey. So it's actually probably better to look at this in a circular fashion rather than linear, because each of these steps contributes not only to your experience, but to another customer's experience. Let's say that you enter into a funnel, you have a positive experience, you make a purchase, but then later on you go to purchase again and you have a bad experience and you leave a bad review related to your experience. Well, that will affect a potential new customer's journey if they see that, And so the same holds true for your own company. So it's important to keep that in mind. Now, what happens if, let's say, we have somebody that does bathroom renovations? So that's business A. They're doing bathroom renovations, and they put all of their effort into buying ads, either traditional or digital, and they work on getting that name, address, phone number information accurate across the internet in their business listings. But then they don't have great reputation. They're either not responding to reviews, they have a lot of bad reviews, et cetera, et cetera. So what ends up happening is you effectively do the marketing for your competition. And so that person that's in that funnel jumps ship and goes with the other company, because rest assured, there's more than likely another company that does what you do. And they're probably, the next one on the list when it comes to the Google search results, right? And so it's just that easy for them to choose another company, and so on and so forth. And so all that money and effort that you put into your awareness and your findability goes down the drain because you haven't managed your reputation properly. All right, so here we would do a local search. Okay, so this is an important factor when you do a local search for your company, whatever company you're looking for. Whenever you go to do your own research for something that you're looking to buy, you type it into Google, which, because 90% of all search starts in Google, And boom, this is what you get oftentimes, especially if you're looking for that blah, blah, blah near me, whatever it may be. And in this case, looks like somebody, the results here are for plumbing or sewer cleanup and whatnot. So approximately 36% when it comes to, when Google is deciding on what companies to actually show in this list, this local pack list, which is usually just 3 businesses, the top 3 according to Google's ranking. This is kind of the secret sauce that goes into that ranking and how Google figures what businesses it will show in this list. And so 36%, huge number, is contributed by your Google Business Profile. And then 17% is your reviews on your Google Business Profile, usually. And then, of course, your website is another huge factor. And then links, 13%. So the links is talking about like the links that are coming into your website from other sources, which contributes to your overall domain authority, and the links that are found internally. Are you linking appropriately internally from page to page within your own website, making it easy, therefore, for people to navigate your website, or easier. And then behavioral is related to what actions people are taking when they go to your website. Google tracks this. So they see you click on people click on a link and they go to a website. If they quickly leave that website and then go to another website on the list, then that probably means, that tells Google that, whatever information they were looking for in their search query was not found when they clicked on that website. And so the next time that search comes up, it decreases the likelihood that your website's going to be shown again. And then the citations, of course, is important because this is your name, address, phone number information as it appears on the internet. So, and then so that's the local pack. If we look at local organic search, so usually when it comes to the search page, people do a search. Underneath that local pack, you usually have the local organic rankings. And 34% of this is related to your website. So it's a little bit of a switch here when it comes to what the secret sauce here. 31% are the links. So this is where that domain authority is going to come into play, right? If Google sees that you have a lot of links coming into your website, then that means that other companies are trusting the information that you have on your website, which boosts Google's confidence in serving your company as a result. And then behavioral is another huge factor here. When people click on that link, are they leaving quickly? Are they staying for a while? If there's, longer they stay, the more likely it is that Google registers that as somebody finding something useful. Or even if they're leaving quickly, if they don't go somewhere else, then that means that Google says, oh, well, maybe they found what they needed, right? I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. And then, okay, so the citations is back here again. It's not an insignificant chunk. It's still pretty steady right there. Personalization, Google Business Profile, and reviews. These are all further on down the list here. So, yeah. So how can you fix this? Well, as it turns out, an easy way to take care of that is making sure that your online listings are accurate, that you are also making sure that your SEO is on point. You are, as far as the research phase, that you have those strong positive reviews. They are relevant reviews. You're responding timely, and you are on social media as well. And then, as far as the advocacy goes, you're giving your customers an outlet to share their experience. You are creating social communities. You're engaging with those customers, and as it happens, this is social media, right? This represents social media, and social media applies to nearly all of these situations. And so you can see how crucial social media is in today's digital marketing environment. So yeah. Now let's see here. Let's see. On our platform, we have the ability. We give you the ability to automatically sync your business listings with many different review sites, listing sites, etc., as well as the big data aggregators, where companies like Google, Yahoo, Bing, etc., are trying to get their accurate information. So if you don't exist on the big data aggregators, then you don't exist on the internet, essentially. And we help make that easy because we have a suite of apps that are devoted just to business listings that allow you to synchronize everything. You have one single source of truth in our platform, where you can put your name, address, phone number, all the accurate and relevant information about your business, and just keep it synchronized with all of these different sites to make it easy for you. You could go to each one individually, but then you would also have to go to each one to change things. So it just makes it that much simpler on you. We also have a reputation app that is built around managing your reputation. So once you have everything synchronized, you can actually select what review sites you want to keep track of. And then whenever someone leaves a review, it will just come into the central business app, and you could respond to all of the reviews from that one spot. You don't have to go log into your Yelp review page. You don't have to go log into your Facebook, etc. You just do everything from there. And it will help to generate a keyword cloud around what people are saying about you, good or bad. And you can start to use that in your messaging as well. This also provides social listening, so you can actually listen when people are mentioning your company on Twitter. And you can keep tabs on what people are saying about your competition. So extremely useful and crucial. And then we have a social media app as well, which allows you to control your social media calendar. You can create templates. You can manage your posting. You can post out several years if you want to. What I'd like to do is, at the beginning of the week, on Sunday, sit down and create my post for the whole week and set it and forget it and let it post, and then start the process again. Or you could just go for one big push at the beginning of the month, and get everything set up that way. So yeah, that's very useful, very handy. You can allows you to set up other things in there where you can monitor. You can actually it will help to generate interesting news articles that you might want to repost. So it'll give you ideas. There's actually also an AI text generator built into this. If you can't think of what you want to say, you can ask AI to write something, and then go from there. The same goes for your reputation management. If you can't think of how to respond to a review, or maybe it's a bad review and you don't want to say the wrong thing, you can allow the AI text generator to write something for you. And again, just making your life a little bit easier. And then within the business app itself, you are also given access to the data. This is crucial. So you can make actually data-driven decisions about your marketing this way, and it allows you to see what's working, what's not, and then from there you can figure out what changes need to be made. And this is all kind of accumulated in the executive report, where you can see a broad overview of everything. And then, of course, within all of these apps, there is also the individual data as well. So yeah. So you need to ask yourself here, when it comes down to it, what's better for you and your business? Is having unclear priorities, putting out fires constantly, hunting for business, and using non-expert work, Does that work for you? Or would it make more sense to be focused, have transparent data, encourage organic growth, and have professionalism? So, as it turns out, we generally have about people that work with us, companies that work with us, see about a 2.8x revenue growth. So you have that to look forward to. All right. I'll stop sharing that for now. Oh, hopefully you can edit out that that sneeze. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if COVID taught us nothing, then it taught us that it's extremely important to have an online presence so that you can carry on with business as usual, given unforeseen circumstances like that. Now, will that happen again? The odds are not great, but who knows? Anything could happen. And in the end, the way you got to look at it is, is the risk bigger for me to assume that that won't happen again, or put the money and the effort into building up an online presence? I don't see a downside, honestly, to having an online presence, because it allows your customers to find out about you ahead of time. It allows them to more easily purchase from you, and you can set yourself up ahead of other companies that aren't taking advantage of it. It's kind of a no-brainer. GHD Unlimited. Yeah. Yeah. So I started GHD Unlimited um, because I had worked with in my dad's small business. Back in 2011, I built a website for my dad, his small business, and I realized at the time, I'll bet that there's other small businesses out there that just don't have a clue about how to go about marketing their company online. And lo and behold, that ends up being the case. Granted, it was a few years later when I actually started my agency last March, which would be 2022. But in the intervening years, not much changed in terms of small businesses' knowledge and understanding of how the online environment works and how it can actually benefit their business. And so I decided that I would start a company that both allowed me to solve problems creatively and at the same time, help these small businesses that I've, seen to me could really use, could benefit from someone that had, an idea of how this could actually benefit their companies. and offer to them at a reasonable price point. High quality service at a reasonable price point, and someone that really would work with them in their business and really be sort of like a partner in their corner. And so that's kind of the gist of it. Our platform, the business app, and the different apps that we have are good for any small business that wants to really start to work on the basics, and build up a strong base online. And then the different tactics that we have, can benefit a lot of different verticals. It just kind of depends. And so what we preach is taking it from a strategy first approach. And so, what we do is we go in. I have a tool that I could actually run a report on your company, and it will assemble publicly available data into a nice, neat report card format and give you a grade on the different stages of the customer journey and how you're performing, especially compared to your top three competitors. And it will give you a really good overall view of how you're appearing online, how you're comparing to the industry in general, how you compare to your competition specifically. And from there, we can talk about the different tactics that you can take or that you can use to help you increase your viability in each of those stages. So it really applies to any small business that is looking to get started and working on their presence. Now, I will say that we have 3 different service models. So it kind of depends on your level of comfort with doing things online, your how developed your business, your messaging is, and how well you understand who your ideal customers are and your unique selling proposition. So it's called a do-it-yourself model, where we give you the tools, we teach you how to use them, and then you can take it from there. Do it with me, where we give you the tools, we teach you how to use them. We split it between who does what. We try to figure out who does what. So we would do some things, and then you would do some things. And then there's also a third model, which would be the do it for me model, in which case we would just take over your marketing for you, almost as like a kind of insert ourselves as your marketing department, and kind of give you direction, come up with the plan that you need to accomplish your goals online after we've done the thorough research and figured out what exactly is going on. And then we start to implement all of the tactics to get you to your goals. So, yeah.